What's up, people? It's Friday. That used to be when I did my top 10 list. So, gonna do one today. I can't remember who suggested this one. And this one is really difficult to do because you could break it down into 10 different categories and do 10 different top 10 lists. And I intentionally left certain kinds of these off because I probably will do a separate one for those. These are top 10 movies, or probably could better be stated as 10 of my favorite movies. Although some of these were definitely great movies. I don't have any comedies on here because they're a category unto themselves. And I could probably do top 10 westerns, top 10 this, top 10 that. But there are a few on here that are kind of crossover, between different categories. Anyway, let's get down to it, shall we? First one I got on the list is actually two movies. That's The Godfather. It's actually three movies, but 1 and 2 were by far two of the best movies ever made. What else can be said about it that hasn't already been said? We went to, quite a few years ago, went to whoever directed it, Coppola, went to his winery up in Napa. And he's got all kinds of movie memorabilia in there. And one of the things that he has is the desk from The Godfather. Pretty cool to be sitting there staring across that desk. But just a fantastic movie, fantastic performances by a great cast. I don't know what else you can say about it. If you've never seen The Godfather, then you just have to watch it to see. Number 2, there was also memorabilia from this one in there, I think. Yeah, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, The Deer Hunter. One of the best movies about the horrors of war that doesn't directly deal with war. I mean, it's more about what happens to people. I mean, there is some war footage in there, but just an absolutely killer movie. Number 3 on this list, I've got Sling Blade. It is by far one of my favorite movies. Has been since the first time I saw it. I actually saw a movie called Some Folks Call It a Sling Blade before I saw Sling Blade, and it was the original short that he made. It's only about 15 minutes long. And that's what enticed me to watch the full-length version. One of the best characters ever portrayed on screen, in my opinion. Carl Childers. Just a fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. Number 4, 1974, The Conversation. Conversation had Gene Hackman, quite a few other people in it. John Cazale, who's been in 3 of these movies so far. But The Conversation is just a different kind of movie. It's a character study. You get to dive into this guy's psyche and kind of see him fall apart. It's a great movie. Gene Hackman's a killer actor. Number 5 on this list, Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood. Morgan Freeman. Potentially my favorite Western of all time. Definitely in the top 5. Definitely. Just a hard, gritty, raw movie. Just a fantastic movie. It doesn't glorify anything, the life in the Old West. It doesn't make anything pretty. It doesn't round off the edges. It's just like in your face, hard grit, raw, killer. Number 6, probably my favorite war movie, Das Boot, The Boat. German film about submariners or U-boat crew and their journey through World War II. There's a couple of versions of it out there. The best one is the director's cut. It's right at 4 hours. The stuff it adds in there, as opposed to the 2-hour version or whatever it is, isn't stuff that should have ended up on the cutting room floor. It's just good quality, just as good as the rest of the movie. It's a great movie. And I prefer the German version with subtitles. Next on this list, another Gene Hackman standout, The French Connection. Popeye Doyle. Great movie. One of the best car chases ever filmed. You've never seen that, it's worth a view. Number 8 on this list is, oddly enough, Schindler's List. Speaking of lists, a movie about an incredibly tough subject to deal with. I read the book, and it's hard to say which was better, the book or the movie. They were both great, but the performances in the movie are just outstanding. So that gets a nod. You have to make up the people in your own head when you're reading the book, and these guys did a pretty good job of making up these people on screen. Number 9, I could probably do an entire list of this guy's movies, but this particular one is Awakenings. Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. He's the one I'm talking about. It's a true story about an event that happened in the late 60s, I think. And it's a heart-wrenching movie, really. It's an unbelievably cool movie. I've yet to read that book, but I'll definitely track that down someday. But Awakenings is a good movie. It's worthy of a view or two. And number 10, the only movie that's kind of in this style on the... it's debatable. Number 10 is Heat. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Definitely one of their best movies together ever. And they were together, so to speak, in The Godfather. But not like this. Heat's it's another character study. I mean, you're really digging into these two people's psyche and getting to feel what they feel, think what they think. So like I said, there's a bunch of movies that are left off of this. A lot of them by design, because I'm going to do a different list, but those are 10 movies. If they came on, I would watch them every single time. Every time they would come on, I would watch them. And I've watched several of them, probably. Oh, I've seen The Godfather, The Deer Hunter, Sling Blade, at least 30 times a piece. At least. I can just about quote the entire Sling Blade movie. But anyway, there's that one. So I appreciated whoever suggested that. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your pipe. Ignore the hype. See you next time.